Hey everyone! Welcome to a little prelude here before we get started with the actual video. I wanted to give you guys a heads up that the first about 25 minutes of this video, about half of it, is me crafting and showing how the cheat engine's cheat table can be used to make waiting around for merchants significantly less painful in this game. So if you don't care about that sort of thing, go down to the comment section. I will hopefully remember to put a comment down there from me, pinned on YouTube. It'll probably be the only one here on BitChute. We'll have a timestamp in it that you can click on or go to jump ahead to where we don't do any of that crafting or talking about the cheat engine, in case you just want to see the rest of the video without that nonsense. Alright, and now, back to your regularly scheduled Underrail. Hello there everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. As you can see, I've been a bit busy since the last video. We have outfitted our basement with all of the workbenches and as much of the storage as I possibly could. I also then ran around Underrail and brought all the supplies, at least in Core City, to here. I still need to bring what I have, if anything, left over in Southgate Station to this facility as well. But I think we'll do that before we actually get going in this video. The first thing I want to do, though, is crafting. I want to show you what we're able to create now that we have these workbenches, and we're almost able to make everything I want, with the exception of our power armor. That will have to wait until next level. I'm then going to show you what the cheat engine cheat table lets you do, because I was using it in order to make it faster to force merchants to refresh their inventory. Then I'm going to take a break so I can compress that part down because I actually want to eat dinner. And then we'll be back to record the rest of this episode, which will be us beginning Abram's Quest series. So first, crafting. While we are inside a location that has one of our workbenches, I believe we gain an extra, I think it's 15% to our crafting skills. So outside of that area, for example, our mechanics drops to 134. Inside of it, it's back up to, it drops to 134. It's our standard effective value of 134. In here though, yep, we gain a 15% bonus to anything that we have a workbench for. And I bought all of them, since Gabriel is, after all, doing all sorts of crafting. The good news is this means we will be able to craft the power armor next level when I raise this to 120. But the bad news is I won't be able to benefit from it now, unfortunately. I need 6 more points and I don't see how I would gain them. An underpie might get me close. I guess we can check that really quick. But I think we're going to be just slightly shy of what I want for crafting with it. So, a very awesome underpie. And yes, I've ran about and stored a bunch of stuff all over the place here. Everything's where I would expect it to be. I love my player housing. I love all the different storage I can get. Everything must be sorted and ordered so that I know where everything is. Alright, so, do I have 160 now? No. I still need another 3 points somehow. And I don't see how we're going to get it until we level up. Alright, so let's go ahead and craft the things I can craft. There's going to be quite a few things, actually, I'm here to craft today. So first things first, I think we'll make ourselves a better stun gun. Now, what's it called again? Taser. So, better will be arguable here, because I am going to stick a very high-level electroshock generator into it. I should take a much lower electroshock generator, but I want a higher one, so we're going to go ahead and do this. Now the damage is 24 through 43. That is basically ignorable for most targets, but it will keep them stunned, which we've seen for one turn, and it has 28 more energy at the cost of 6 more energy per swing. There we go. Add this over here, and we'll charge it, but I'll charge it later. Next. Oh, by the way, as you can see, you benefit from all the benches that you have, no matter which of these rooms that you are standing in. The next thing I want to make is a sledgehammer. I know we just literally made this one, but I was able to pick up a better electroshock generator and a better plasma core, so I want to use these to make a slightly better sledgehammer. I was lucky in that I found a quality 152 Tichrome bar for sale at Foundry, so our damage should be the same here. Here's our current hammer. Yep, so the min and max mechanical damage is the same, as is the crit, 11%. The electrical damage, though, goes up by, what is that? 7 minimum points, and it looks like 14 maximum points. And the level of the item is also exactly the same. But we do gain 15 more points of energy, at a cost of 1 more energy to swing it. Next, we can make a better energy shield. Since now I have all the benches, I'm able to put all this stuff to good use, the stuff that I was hoarding last time. So let's put the shield in here. High frequency shield and a medium frequency shield modulator. A quality 149 shield itself, plasma core, and then a shield capacitor, quality 137. And here we go. We have more than enough to make this. Here's our current shield. So we lose 338 points of absorption thanks to the worse conversion rate on this shield. However, this shield's blocking is much more efficient, able to block, it looks like, easily twice as much as what the old shield was able to do in almost all categories. It also has a I can't pronounce this, dissipation rate of 2%, so it will last a good, well, we won't have to worry about it draining by me leaving it on. Not anytime soon. It also has almost 30 more points of energy in it. Done. Finally, I'm thinking we're going to make a pair of boots. Yes, boots. So we are using solid padding Tichrome striders. It's tempting to use Tichrome again, but I think we'll use those quality 142 super steel plates. And yes, if you noticed that briefly, you saw what quality boot spring I have. It turns out Harlan occasionally sells boot springs as an item he has in his mercantile inventory. I did not see this showing up for sale for him without that was in his normal stock. So this is quality 134. We should benefit from this greatly. We also need to figure out what type of padding I want. I don't think it matters. Oh, it does matter. What's the big difference? So, stuff used by 30... So, this is a 5% armor penalty. This one has 7%, but 11% mechanical resistance compared to 9% here. Do I want 2% more mechanical? I think I want the lesser armor penalty. So, we'll use soft foam padding. Here's our current boots, so we lose 1 damage threshold. Oh, actually, the super steel... the super steel doesn't look like it's actually worth it, does it? Oh, but that's probably affecting our armor penalty as well. So we lose 1 damage threshold, but we gain 1 damage resistance. We lose 5% heat resistance and 1 heat damage threshold. And we lose 3 points of energy damage threshold. But we also lose 3% armor penalty. our movement speed goes up 10%, and we gain 10 more movement points. Let's do it. As I hesitate. Do I really want to do that? I don't think I do. I think, since I have to wait a level anyway, we'll use the Tychrome bars instead. We lose 1% armor penalty, while still gaining 10 movement points and 10% extra movement speed outside of combat. Sorry, well, not in stealth. We gain a little bit more energy and heat resistance. Yeah, let's make this for our boots. I can always get another decent set of Tychrome bars. Thankfully, these are easily acquired at Foundry. Or maybe not easily, but it won't take too long to get a pair of quality 151. Alright, not bad. Finally, I think we can try making a metal helmet. I'll need my visors. Where did I put those? Here they are. So we want one of these. And I should be able to stay right here while I make it. So we want a metal helmet. Ooh. I don't want that high armor penalty. I don't want 16%. So I'm going to want some soft... I want soft foam, not high density foam. The high density is what's giving me that extra, probably mechanical resistance. It makes us our resistance is better, but I don't want an 8%... I don't want that 8% armor penalty. No. We're not going to make that yet. We just have to keep an eye open for some soft foam, then. Still, we made a crap ton of things, and we're so close to making the power armor that I want. I'm pretty sure at least the shield, I won't be making another one of these, nor another hammer for the rest of the game. I think we're done with those. The taser, I might download to a more... what's the word I'm looking for? Efficient taser. One that I don't care about how much electrical damage it does, I just care about the... how many times I can use it before recharging. But I'll be honest, I'm not in any real danger of having power problems, given all the money I actually possess. I suppose it really comes down to not using the energy, the batteries that often. But I don't think we're going to be in that much trouble. Okay, let's go ahead and charge some of this stuff up. Lovely. I really like that I cannot charge them all fully with a single fusion cell. That makes me feel good, because it means that there's a lot of power in these things. Okay, next, let's grab some grenades. So my Caltrops will come with me. My flashbangs. Some nets, some MK3s. Oh, I still have some of these supplies. Let's put them back downstairs. Okay, so these are fire-making supplies. Oh, something else as well. Fixer was selling the Aegis blueprint this time around. There we go. Now it's ours. Speaking of that, maybe I should actually try making some Aegis while I'm doing a bunch of crafting before we get going on this episode. So, what does Aegis require? An ampule, gizzard enzymes, raw adrenaline, and raw morphine. Okay. Adrenaline. ampules. Okay, and this stuff reduces the damage that we take by 15% for 8 turns. I'm out of spaces to put this sort of thing. I guess we'll put you here. Aegis Drug. Okay, so that's all the crafting I can... We could make a better helmet, and if I see some better foam for sale, some soft foam, we'll pick that up. I now want to show you guys... first, let's go grab some more of the juice. I want to show you guys how the cheat engine cheat table works. Whenever I mod a game, I try my best to explain how something functions, how the mods that I'm using work. I think it would be easiest in this instance to show you what I'm doing with the cheat engine. Because cheat engine can be very powerful. It can let you blatantly cheat. I am using it in a way here where, and I know some people won't like the fact that I did this, but to be honest, the only thing I'm doing is saving myself real-life time. So here's what the cheat engine lets you do in the game. Let's go up to Dercia, and we'll see what she has for sale. Actually, let's go ahead and take... we'll take some armor, a gun, we'll take some drugs, and I'll take some of these bullets as well. Alright, Dercia, hey, let's know what you have for sale. So here's Dercia. You can see she has 149 bucks because I was at her earlier shopping for things. Here's her inventory. So, and I'm going to go ahead and sell her a few more things to her. Just because I can. And now, what I'm going to do off-screen here, or not off-screen, but on-screen, but off-camera, is I'm going to activate the cheat engine Force Merchant Refresh script. Whenever I click on Dercia now, she will have replenished her Charian total, and everything in her inventory is now refreshed. As long as I have that script checked, I will be able to sell things that she's interested in, obviously. And then when I click on her again, she replenishes all her Stygian coins again, and her inventory is again completely refreshed. And if I had something else she wanted to purchase, I'd be able to sell that to her. And so you can use this to quickly cycle a merchant's inventory to see if there's anything that they would be selling that you might be interested in. I love this, because now, instead of me sitting around for an hour and a half playing a different game while waiting for the merchant to refresh their inventory, I can just immediately do this and see what the merchant has refreshed. Hey, there's some soft foam padding. Let's go ahead and take it. And she'll take a suit of armor. That's awesome. Hey, let's go back and make that helmet after all. In the past, what I have done in this playlist is I have just sat around for hours while I did something else, like played a different video game, listened to a podcast, maybe go out for a hike and leave the game running so that the merchant would refresh their inventory because I didn't care about anything else but waiting for the inventory to refresh so I could hopefully get something that I wanted from that merchant. This now cuts... It's amazing. This allows you to take just mere minutes for what would normally take you days worth of hours in real life to do. I cannot believe it. I plan to use this cheat engine forever for all of my characters for Underrail because of the amount of grinding and the time sink that the game normally has in it. That really, really avoids it. I love it. It is amazing. And now, we'll make that metal helmet. Yes, that's much better. So our resistances are not as... Well, the resistances on this helmet will be better. Slightly than our current helmet. Our chance to be critically hit. So what do we gain? We gain 2% damage resistance, 1 damage threshold. 1% heat, 1 damage threshold there. 2% energy resistance. And our chance to be critically hit is dropped by another 1%. And that is our end game helmet as well, now made. Something else, as you can see, that I have done is I ran around and got all of the rift gates that I am aware of here in Underrail. There was one that wasn't there this time around, though. There was a rift gate outside the Free Drones base, but I did not see it when I went back there this time. It must have moved it instead up to where the Protectorate base is. I did not think the game would actually do that, but I guess you gain a rift depending upon what faction that you join. Alright, goodbye, old helmet. You were amazing. Now, when it comes to the cheat engine, by the way, everyone, and what you just saw me do, I do not actually intend to use it any longer. I love to do so, but, like, maybe I said the wrong thing there. I will not use it on screen, and I'm not going to on screen just keep refreshing and selling a bunch of stuff. In fact, I have no problem, generally, with the merchants taking a while to replenish their inventory. It's just the length of time that it takes for them to do that I find annoying. And since in this instance, I was interested in purchasing some items from these merchants, I didn't want to wait around forever for them to have things that I wanted. And I got lucky in noticing Harlan would sell boot springs. Because then it was like, oh, if you're selling high-quality boot springs, Harlan, I want to see one of those show up. And once I saw one that was greater than 130, I was like, we're taking that. We'll make our endgame boots with whatever that quality is. Back to our house. Because I don't want to do it till I get perfect quality equipment. While I could, and it would still not take too long, perhaps, to get that, I'm fine with it not being perfect. Alright, now I'm back here. Because I have a ton of repair kits I no longer need to carry with me. Don't need those. Don't think I need these. And what I do want, though, are now electrical repair kits. And finally, before we get going... Actually, I'm going to go get dinner. But before I do that, the first thing I'm going to do is get a few more pieces of food out of this fridge for us. Okay, and that'll do. Alright, everyone. So let's take a look at Gabriel now. What's our armor penalty? 35%. Really? Oh yeah, because we have minus 15%, which is enough to negate our boots and our helmet. And our movement points are now 46. They used to be 39, so we gained 7 more points. Now remember that we're going to probably lose those. We're probably going to lose those when we make the final tier armor, because that will have a 15% armor penalty on it again. Since we have it, it's going to be higher than our current armor penalty because we need 50% to benefit from Juggernaut. But it's going to be amazing. We're going to gain 25% more life, so we should go up to, like, I'm guessing 800 something life. We will be difficult, even more difficult to kill. All right, everyone. So I'll be right back, and I'm back. Let's go ahead and get out there and do some stuff. I believe I wanted to start with, or begin, yeah, Jack Quicksilver's quests next. So let's go ahead and start them. It's funny, because I just spent all this time talking about our upgraded gear, And now we've crafted ourselves some amazing pieces of equipment. But the Jack Quicksilver quests that we're about to do, they don't actually involve too much combat, if I recall correctly. Let's get started with them anyway. And here's Abram. Hello, Abram. Gabriel. Southgate Station. I've been waiting for you. It helps that I actually have a cough. I can easily call that cough up when I need it. Let me begin saying I am quite satisfied with your performance so far. I had informed my associates of your competence and reached a decision to use your abilities again. Are you still interested? Yes, I am. Good. I'm glad you said yes. You have displayed a certain potential, Gabriel of Southgate Station. A potential that few possess. I've been informed you already have met Jack Quicksilver. Good. Him and I are part of a certain organization whose name will remain unrevealed for now. What I want you to do now is go and speak to Jack. He is waiting for you outside the bar. He has work for you. Once you've completed everything, you will receive further instructions. I'll go speak to Jack. Till next time, Abram. Abram nods. Well, well, if it isn't Gabriel. I told you we'd meet again. Abram informed me you helped him in Junkyard. Told me you have potential. We will put that to the test, don't worry. Before all that, I'd like to make certain things are clear before we proceed. Abram and I are working for a certain organization whose name I can't reveal to you at the moment. The less you know, the better. What you do need to know is that you have shown certain qualities we seek, and if your performance continues to be satisfactory, there just might be more work for you. Everything, and I mean everything, concerning Abram, myself, and everyone, I do mean everyone, involved in what we do stays between us. We require maximum discretion, and, so you know, we have eyes and ears everywhere. You get it, don't you? I'm getting tired of talking, so listen up. I'll be brief. I have 3 assignments for you at the moment. You can do them in any order you'd like. Do know that 2 of them will require some traveling. First, I want you to go to Foundry and find our cell there. Once you do, you will be asked, who goes there? To which you reply with, the Neophyte. Once you're in, talk to Everard. He will tell you what needs to be done. How do I find the cell? Gabriel, if I need to tell you such basic things, you might not be cut out for this line of work. Where was I? Ah, yes. Second, I want you to go to Southgate Station. That's right. And find a man called Lennox Pierce. He's in need of our services, so be polite and represent us well. And the third assignment? The third one is here in Core City. A man called Ohad Xander is waiting for you down at the Core City train station. He also needs some help with a certain issue. Go now. Let's not keep people waiting. You will be paid upon assignment completion. If you have any more questions or want to trade, I'll be right here enjoying my drink. Alright, let's get started then. So, I think we'll try doing them in the order he indicated. However, if we pass by someone who is related to a different quest, we will talk to that person as well. All of these quests, or well, maybe not all of them, but they require some amount of going back and forth. So, especially between Core City and Southgate Station for those 2 quests. But first, First, we'll visit the gentleman who he wants us to visit right here in Core City. He's not that far away from where from us at the moment. Now, you should know something about these quests. I do not know the... I know there's multiple ways to do two of them. There might be multiple ways to do all three. I'm not going to look up the proper way to do these things. I do know that I probably failed the Foundry quest with Garrett. Instead of convincing... Well, you'll see. You'll see. And I'll talk about the way I did it after I completed the proper way, quote, proper, in this episode. Oh, sorry, in this playlist. Alright, Ohad, let's talk to you first. The pale man stands still, casually observing his surroundings. He sees you approaching him and thoroughly inspects you with a stare as warm as a glacier, all the while remaining silent. You quickly pick up what he is waiting for you. You quickly pick up that he is waiting for you to initiate the conversation. Jack Quicksilver sent me. Good. I have work for you. You already know my name, I'm sure, so I see no point in repeating it. I'll just get straight down to business. A trader called Daniel Arda has just disembarked from the train on this very station and, knowing his usual routine, is either dealing with the local merchants or drinking himself into a stupor at the hardcore city bar. Daniel has recently added a new product to his assortment, a drug called Hercules, which allegedly increases the user's combat performance, and quite substantially. I believe it's all bogus, and I want you to perform an investigation. If I'm right, and what he does is indeed a fraud, I want him publicly exposed and, therefore, humiliated. I want every living soul in Core City to know what kind of a man Daniel Arda is and what he is doing. I hope I was clear enough. The rest is up to you. I'll be here if you have more questions. Once the job is done, I will be leaving. What can you tell me about Daniel Arda? The most important thing you need to know about Daniel is that the man is a compulsive liar. He will lie about anything, whether it's important or not. So keep that in mind when dealing with him. And he seems to be getting away with it thanks to his constant traveling. And perhaps also due to the fact that he trades mostly in minor things, at least up until now. As for his habits, I only know he enjoys visiting bars, drinking, and watching violent sports. Okay, goodbye. Yes, yes. First, though, well, not first, but we're going to be doing the Foundry quest series to begin with, though. So we have to find this cell that's somewhere around here, and I think I remember where it's located. While we're in the area, we may as well visit the shops as well. I think I brought some equipment over here to sell, but I'm not sure if the merchants have recycled their inventory yet. Yes, I know, in the first half of this video I was showing off the cheat engine. But I actually don't really want, as I mentioned, I don't want to abuse the cheat engine. And by that I mean it's only something I'll probably activate when I want to buy a certain thing from the merchants, as opposed to selling them equipment. I don't know if he buys. I don't think anyone here buys boots. I wonder why I have so many in that barrel. Yeah, he doesn't buy leather armor either, so we can trade for this. I think the boots were dropped off here because they were meant to be en route to Southgate Station. Southgate Station is the armory there is the only place that I have found that reliably buys boots. What, did I bring any more juice with me? I did, okay. I probably won't be talking that much in between talking to people this episode, everyone. I'm still sick. It's going on almost 2 weeks now. It'll be It'll be 2 weeks, another 3 days. Ugh. I feel exactly, well, a little worse, I suppose, as well. This is terrible. I hate this cold. Welcome back, friend. What have you got? Let's see. Right. The people in Foundry probably are not selling better equipment. And we are probably nowhere near our buyout. Yeah, that's not worth trading it to him for. Unless... Do I want 10 more pounds? I don't think I do. Sorry, Wes. You still don't have the Charons I'm looking for. Now, I think... Is it up here? No, but there is a sniper rifle here. The sniper rifle was found on one of the rooftops in Foundry. The weapon appears to have been used sometime in the past. Ooh, locked, but doesn't matter. No one's actually in here. Hey, there's Dan again. How's it going? How do you feel now that the mine has been opened? Here's my take on it. I stood here, leaned on my trusty fence, bored out of my skull while those prickly buggers were rampaging through the mine. I was ordered to stand here, all day long. Now that the mine is cleared, I'm standing here, leaning on my trusty fence, still bored, all day long. So the boredom levels are pretty consistent, I'd say. Mayor Schmayer. Gotta move. See you, Dan. So, they're not in this area. They must be in the residential district. Ah, yes. They're up the stairs, if I recall. A slender figure stands in your way. Who goes there? The neophyte. Enter. She silently observes us. Sorry for interrupting you, this sniper. A tall, imposing figure dressed in black stands before you, calmly waiting for you to step into the room. While the man seems fairly at ease, you sense that behind his illuminating stare there is a mind more alert than it might appear. A mind that is capable of swiftly and accurately reacting to even a slightest sign of disturbance or danger. When he eventually does open his mouth to speak, he effortlessly manages to fill the small room with his platinum-heavy, ringing voice. We've been waiting for you. I am Everard, for the time being, and I would like to welcome you to Foundry. We have been watching you take care of the mess here in Foundry. Well done. Jack told me to talk to you about an assignment. I reckon he did. We have a very important situation, Gabriel. One of our own is imprisoned right here in Foundry. He allowed himself to get caught during a certain act and ended up behind bars. He's being held in Foundry Prison, awaiting trial. What exactly happened? Todor was asked with following a traveling merchant named Bolivar Dowd, and was to keep an eye on him. After certain events were to take place, Todor was instructed to assassinate him, which he did. But he was noticed and allowed himself to be apprehended, Gabriel. The real issue here is that Todor is one of us, therefore he knows everything we know. Right? And if the Foundry Guard were to find out what he knows, it would be very, very bad for us. You want me to get him out? Got it. Yes, get him out if possible. He leans forward and then continues. If not, well... Oh, one more thing before I let you on your mission. We have had a lucky break that brought us some time. Foundry has a single judge that handled all cases, and he just recently died of food poisoning. How fortunate is that, right? With his death, Todor's case is on hold for now, giving us time to act. Or should I say, giving you time to act. You may leave now. If you have any questions, I'm always here. Goodbye, Everard. Take care. Keep your eyes open. So, we have the sniper rifle that he probably used, I would imagine, to take the shot. I don't think they... If I remember the quest correctly, when they apprehended him, he was trying to leave Foundry, and he just left, or he thought he was spotted, tried to run, but no one actually went up on the roof yet. So we're the first people to actually have seen the sniper rifle. We can use that to our advantage, I think. Because no one saw him use it, we might be able to state that he didn't actually use it. Assuming, of course, there's none of his fingerprints on the rifle. So, if he's in prison, he'll be down in here, which is, in fact, the Foundry prison. We actually haven't stepped in here with Gabriel yet, so this will be our first time down here. Or his first time down here. A middle-aged woman wearing gleaming metal armor gets up from behind her desk and stands up to meet her guest. She looks at you, letting her slightly wrinkly eyelids reveal experienced eyes that haven't lost much intensity since her younger days. Her voice, on the other hand, is already one step inside the grave, for it is heavy and low-pitched, sounding as if there is some weight on her vocal folds, which pushes the voice down into the low range. Oh, aren't you Gabriel? It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm Delma Ward, the warden of Foundry Prison. I will take this opportunity to say that we are all very grateful for what you did, getting rid of those rocky creatures and all. Whatever it is you need, I will do my best to help you. What can you tell me about this place? You mean Foundry? Well, I don't know, amigo. I'm a prison warden, and most of the time I'm making sure murderers, thieves, and other criminals stay locked up or do their community service. It's always the bad side of Foundry I see and deal with on a daily basis. On the other hand, if you ask the miners the same question, they'll tell you about injury and death in the mine and dangers of working there. That's life in Foundry from their perspective. Hell, that sounded depressing. She smiles. There are positive sides too. The mining business brings in a lot of money and goods, and Foundry is one of the safest places to live in South Underrail thanks to the Foundry Guard. So, there's a lot of positives too. How do you feel now that the mine has been reopened? Foundry is back on its feet, alive and kicking. We got rid of the beast with your help, of course, amigo. We still have to deal with the pollution and an increase in violent crimes, though. It's one step at a time, I suppose. What can you tell me about this prison? This prison is so secure, no one's ever managed to escape from here. No one even tried. Everyone knows how any such attempts will end. Well, there was a riot several years ago. Unsuccessful, of course. But other than that, nothing. Foundry prides itself with being a station of justice. All prisoners go through fair trial, something which is rarely performed nowadays, amigo. Usually it's, you seem guilty. Boom. Next, please. Sad but true. Those who end up here usually do community service, which includes mining and other types of work. Oh. What can you tell me about the community service? Sure. All prisoners are required to perform community service jobs. Since Foundry revolves around mining, all who are physically capable of such work are sent to the mine. It's like a regular job, only you get paid less. Actually, you don't get paid at all. Those who are not able to work inside the mine, we find something for them. It all depends on their previous skills, physical fitness, and other factors. All is well. We never have problems with prisoners outside of the prison. They know they couldn't outsmart and escape the Foundry Guard anyway, so no one has ever bothered trying. I need to ask you some questions about a prisoner named Tordor Sallywatch. Yes, Tordor Sallywatch. What did you want to ask me about him? Why is he here? What is your relationship with him? We're just friends. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. Rules are rules. Huh. I saved Foundry from being overrun by monsters, and I can't even ask or see my friend in prison? Well, thank you, Delma. Alright. What was that you wanted to ask me about Tordor Sallywatch? Why is he here? He's accused of murdering a traveling merchant called Bolivar Dowd. His case is currently on hold due to the unfortunate death of Judge Taylor, and it will be continued after a new judge has been elected. Or if something important and urgent comes up, the current chief, Chief Banner in this case, can decide the fate of the accused. That is all according to Foundry law. I'd like to see him. I'll allow it, but this one time only. I'll tell the guards to lead you to the visiting room. You are led into a small room by a guard who locks the door behind you. You wait for a minute or two, glancing at the electric eye of the camera sweeping across the room. At last, footsteps can be heard approaching. The door opens and the guard leads in a man you presume to be Tordor. The guard locks the other door behind him, leaving you two to mutual scrutiny. Tordor is the first to speak. So, you're the one who wanted to talk to me. I don't ever remember seeing you before. I'm Gabriel, and I've been sent by Everard. Everard? I see my friends haven't forgotten about me. Great! What do you have in mind? Are you getting me out of here? What can you tell me about this prison? Hell, this place is pretty well secured, that's for sure. There's cameras all over the place, with all the monitoring done from the large security room in the center of the prison. Hell, have you seen all the guards? The turrets? These people are not messing around. Tell me what happened. How'd you end up in here? I guess Everett told you everything, but here goes. Hell, some time ago Everett told me to follow this guy. Some time ago Everett told me to follow this guy, Bolivar Dowd, some merchant traveling around the South Underrail. I was supposed to keep an eye on him, and after receiving the green light, I was to assassinate him. All was well when the time to kill came and I shot him with my sniper rifle. You should have seen it. His head split in half. Large caliber rounds make gruesome wounds. Then, people panicked. They dispersed in all directions. I left the rifle on the roof I took the shot from so I wouldn't be seen walking around with it. Then I made my way down and began my retreat to the hideout. Nearly made it back. All was going according to plan. Then the guard stopped me. Damn it, I was nearly there. And he knew. He wasn't just suspicious or anything like that. He knew I had taken the shot. Maybe someone saw me or... I don't know. But he knew and... well, here I am. And I had done everything right. It's just... I was out of luck. What do you mean by receiving the green light? Damn it, I don't know if I should say it, but... Bolivar was supposed to meet with another trader, an arms merchant working for some people in Core City. Oliver Mikas is his name. Mikas, actually. Hell, the guy's been selling guns for everyone, to everyone, from small gangs to ironheads, and I heard he even traded with lurkers. The Foundry Guard doesn't know any of this, by the way. All in all, I was to wait before Mikas and Dowd met, and then whack the ladder. Do you know who ordered the assassination? No. Even if I did, I can't spill. But I don't think it was Mikas. I was watching them. They seemed like they made a good deal. Both seemed rather pleased. Everett is worried about you talking. You know what I mean. Tordor's face becomes dead serious. I haven't spoken about the cell. They asked me all sorts of questions, but I swear I told them nothing. Everett knows me. Come on. I believe you. Don't worry. I'll get you out of here. Oh, thank you. You scared me for a moment. Whew. So what's the plan? That's all I wanted to talk to you about. So we have the rifle. We know who we need to talk to. The current chief. The chief of the Foundry Guard, who's acting as the judge, since the current judge is dead. And we know that Dowd met with someone named Micus. So, let's talk to the chief and see what our options are. Of course, we don't have Persuade, so... And I doubt Intimidate can be used on the chief. Now, with Garrett... Well, actually, I'll wait. Let's do this. Let's try this. Yes? I need to talk to you about a prisoner called Todor Salywatch. Todor Salywatch. Isn't that the man who killed Bolivar Dowd? Accused of killing. Due to the Judge Taylor's passing, I will be dealing with all criminal cases. So, what was it you wanted to talk about? I believe he is innocent and should be released. Gabriel, you've already proven trustworthy, and I thank you for all the help so far. But I haven't gotten to this case yet, with all the work I have at the moment, and most of our investigators are busy with other cases. The reason I haven't begun is that we are still missing the murder weapon. If you manage to find it alongside any other clues, we can quickly process the case and release him. It's a deal. I'll be back with some evidence. Is there any other items? I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Yeah, I don't think there is. Let's go back. So, I was tempted to solve the missing persons happening here. Basically, there's a series of murders which are occurring in this town. But I'm curious what the ending will be of the game for Foundry if I don't solve that case. So I'll leave it unsolved. Alright, let's talk to the chief again. I need to talk to you about the prisoner again. I have the weapon that was used to kill Bolivar Dowd. The chief takes a careful look at the rifle. What have you found? I found this rifle on the roof of the building overlooking the alley Bolivar Dowd was shot in. I found out that Bolivar was supposed to be an arms merchant named Oliver Micus. They had an argument, and Micus later had him shot. Micus, I remember that name mentioned. But all that you told me doesn't prove that he killed Dowd. I might need more than that. Well, what proves Salywatch killed Dowd? You're keeping him in prison based on... nothing. I see. You've already proven you're a good investigator, so I'll trust you on this one. I'll take the rifle and see what information we have on Micus. I'll have my men write on it. Good. I'll pass this on and see if this was indeed the weapon Dowd was killed with. I'll also see if we can learn anything more from the weapon. Come see me later, and I'll have an answer. Got it. See you. Alright, we're trusting several things now. We're trusting that there is no other information, that we found everything that was necessary to free the guy, and that Todor didn't lie about any of it. Long time no see, friend. Could you just make it quick? I just got a fresh shipment of hopper meat from Camp Arthur. Oh, hey, look at that, everyone. Messer actually sells Metaworm Gizzard. I was complaining in the last episode of how grinding is something I dislike. And in particular, how I would come back to Foundry to grind out the borers. But if Messer's selling the gizzards, I will never farm them again. You can get a decent amount by killing all the borers, though. More than 5, but 5 should be sufficient for our needs. We can go, and with the cheat engine, I could just constantly buy them over and over and over again if it comes down to it. Alright, let's pretend the screen faded to black, and we're back here at the Chief again. Yes. I need to go see you later. Uh-oh. Okay, I guess they are still doing some investigating. Maybe we actually have to leave and come back? Oh, tell you what. While we're waiting around, let's go and see the doctor. And we'll pick up some ampules to break down the stuff we just picked up. Oh, back up to 10,000 coins again, too. That's nice to know. And we're done, aren't we? We're done with Super Steel. Yeah, we're done. We have a set ready for a chest armor. We've made a helmet out of it, and my boots out of Tichrome. I'm not... Well, maybe I can make the machete out of a high-quality Super Steel? I know I should make it out of Tichrome because the action point cost reduction is good, but I should have enough to take 2 swings and then use the sword. Any leftover action points, it'll be like 2 or 3 of them. So I think maybe I will make a Super Steel energy weapon machete. Bobby, you are buying a little bit of what I have. And just in case I didn't mention it, the cheat engine I use is called the Fearless cheat engine. I've only used it for like 3 games. I can't remember the first one I used it on. But I've used it on Eidor Genesis in particular, and now this game. Most of the time, I'm willing to just... I'm willing to suffer through some of the game's more annoying nuances, as it were. But with this game, I finally had enough of just waiting around to purchase things. I've got almost 1,000 hours in Underrail. I think by now I'm entitled to speed up the merchant inventory a little bit. And why am I back at this guy? He's not who I want to see. Over here to the doctor. I'd probably say close to 100 hours of that is me just letting the game run while doing other things. Yes. Yes, that long. Here for these. Thank you, doctor. How's my drugs? Sure, we'll take morphine. The thing now, as well, about having purchased what we have for our house, and we've got all the benches. I have basically my tier end equipment on me, with the exception maybe of the last sword I'm going to make. Is that I'm done with money as well. Well, not really, I suppose. I would like to buy a better jet ski than the one we're going to earn for free from Aegis Incorporated. Remember that we don't have pickpocket with Gabriel. I do not intend to take pickpocket. And what that means is that we will not get the free Aegis Incorporated jet ski. That jet ski really makes pickpocketing worth it. Like, pickpocketing itself it's okay. You can get a few oddities. In fact, if you are going to play oddity mode, I would highly recommend pickpocket. There's, I think, 15 or up to 18 oddity points worth of stuff you can get from pickpocketing. You're back. Upon conducting an investigation, we discovered that the rifle you gave me was indeed used to kill Bolivar Dowd, based on the caliber, angle of shot, etc. We have no evidence that could prove that Tordor fired the gun, as there are no fingerprints on the rifle, nor any other clues. We also have no way to link the gun to Micus either. Still, due to the lack of evidence, as well as your involvement in the case, Tordor Salywatch is now a free man. We will attempt to locate Micus. Hopefully that will lead us to the real murderer. Consider your friend a free man. I have to go. See you later. Hopefully that is the correct way to do that quest. The only thing I can think of that might prove that to be wrong, in other words, we're not joining if by the way, if I'm wrong, that means that Gabriel's not joining Oculus either. But the only thing that could be wrong is if we could have put the blame on someone else. Someone who wasn't Micus. Ooh, where am I? I'm going the wrong way. But I can't think of anyone else that we could pin it on. I'm actually kind of surprised we mentioned even a name. I guess without anyone else to track. Though, why wouldn't they just keep him there? Well, without any proof. But if they ever do track down Micus and question him, oh, maybe Oculus will have Micus also killed. Yes. About Todor Salywatch. Yes. I managed to get Todor released from prison. Excellent. I'm pleased to hear that. You did good work. Todor will be out of Foundry for a while. I'm guessing he has already headed to a safer location. Still, I have to ask you something. Tell me, was Todor discreet about our business in Foundry? You know what I mean. I honestly don't know if he lied or not. I don't think he said anything, but I'm not sure of it. I trust him. He didn't say anything. I'm sure of it. Good. I'm very glad to hear that. You can return to Jack now. Your work here is done. That could also have resulted in us failing the quest if I answered that incorrectly. Dolt Jr. The less you know, the less it hurts. Which one of us is the random one? That would be you, sir. You are the random encounter. Okay, and I think I'm going to stop here. So when we come back, we'll continue with the Abram quests. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching this one, and take care, everyone.